Mine actually have not been acting up, surprisingly.
There's bees literally like camping my house, bro.
So
Mine are the worst in the spring, so any day now.
Mine's both bad in spring and like
ragweed,
winter.
though.
Winter for some reason gets me.
Ragweed's usually fall.
It happens
That's why
in the
mine's bad
spring,
too.
Yeah.
I have no idea what
I'm
mine
pretty
are.
bad with ragweed.
Pollen count today.
I want to see what the
Apparently
ragweed
it's not
count
that
is
bad.
now.
Some dude's like, you have a sinus infection.
Weather
He's
report
so
on the
dead
Impact
set on me
Students
having that.
podcast. Let's let you know the pollen count.
Yeah,
today.
it says it's pretty low actually, Stefano.
Show me.
In fact, it just says tree pollen is low, and then there's nothing else.
Okay, well, tell that to the bee outside my house who has this big orange spot.
Tell that to the bee outside my house.
Tell that to the bee outside my house.
Tell them to go away,
Please.
bro. They're scary.
You're
He was
silly.
staring at me. And
Where's
I'm like,
the?
dude.
Oh, it does say mine says tree pollen is high.
Interesting.
Ragweed is low. Mold is moderate. Grass pollen low. Dust and dan are high. Today.
Who knows? It's just okay. We should probably
maybe-
start this
Alright.
podcast.
Stefano, your TED Talk topic. What would you
All
be
right.
talking about?
If I had to do a TED talk, I think it would be fun to talk about my dogs. Just be like, hey, this is what it's like growing up having a dog. You ever dealt with it? I mean, like these things suck. Here's all the details about dogs that you might want to know before you buy a dog. Here's all the dangers. Here's all the
Okay.
benefits.
I'm not gonna
There
lie,
we go.
Stefano. You, whenever you talk about your dogs, it always sounds negative.
Oh no, there's positive. Like a lot of positive.
he has nothing to say. At first, when you said like,
it's nice being greeted whenever you come upstairs and like
Aw.
they're
That's true.
cute and
They're
I just like
sweet.
like hanging out with them and like whenever I'm sad just go give them a hug.
at first when you said like just about your dogs, like once you got to like perks of having a dog, these are the pros and cons. I was like, okay, I could tune in. When you said like just about my dogs, I'd be like, I don't really know if who's gonna tune in
To the TED
that.
Talk, just about
Hey, I
Stefano's
said my
dogs.
dog should be president just because like
Now
you
I'd
know
listen
there'd
to
be no
that.
issues, bro.
That I'd want to know about.
That'd be great.
What's the stance there? Why?
You know, dogs don't really care about anything except food and like water. You know, we all need to survive
human
food and
needs.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
like they're always happy, so like everyone would be happy because they get to look and they see a happy person. And we've already done it with a cat anyway, so like we'll probably live. We had a
What?
cat mayor.
Oh yeah, there was a cat.
There's a
there was
cat mayor, so like
Wait,
we live.
seriously?
Yes.
Seriously.
Cat's little
I didn't know
mayor.
that.
Cats
little
for
mayor.
mayors, dogs
No.
for president.
Sure.
That's right. 2026. You heard it here first, folks.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's gonna run in 2026. I think our next election is 2028. So you know.
Math. So more about the dogs, because I can't cut in from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I love my dogs. They're cute. They got a lot of hair. I gave you shirts recently. I know darn well there was like probably 10 pounds of dog hair on it. I'm sorry. That probably took forever to clean off.
I haven't really messed with them yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. It's gonna be kind of cool. Like the little like
Yeah, the
array of
display that we're
squares.
working on.
It's gonna be cool.
I'm like less interested in the dogs than I am about the guinea pigs, but that's fine.
Dude, the guinea pigs. I don't even know what the guinea pigs are doing. They're just like they exist.
Do you ever check on them?
No, my uncle does.
How many are there now?
Who knows?
No idea. And you have two dogs? Two dogs
Two
and
dogs.
question mark infinite guinea pigs.
Yeah, potentially.
There's at least like 10.
Probably, honestly.
I thought there was like 20.
Yeah, I thought
We
there's
had
10.
like we were up to like 15 at one point.
Don't you have a personal one?
Yeah,
What's the name?
Ziggy.
Aw.
I was
We
gonna
have
name
Ziggy
it-
in this group now.
I was gonna name it Rat, but my uncle was like, "No, that's so mean." So he said I should name it. He said I should name it after Zigzagoon, but like the Pokemon,
Uh-huh.
because it's like gray and like got
That's
stripes. So I was like, okay, cool.
Do you ever check in on your guinea pig? Do you care?
I
for
used
it?
to, but like that room's kind of messy.
Oh.
Last
You
I
used to, but I don't
checked,
know what
but I
happened
think
to
it's a little bit less messy. So who knows?
He's in there somewhere.
He's under the pile. If you just like reach under, you might, you pick up a shirt.
It's like bobbing crap.
Like a claw machine.
That's crazy.
There's just a mound of guinea pigs.
That'd be pretty cool.
This is
bobbing
why
for
the
guinea
dogs
pigs.
are better. You don't have to go search.
Well,
don't
the
have to
dogs
go
actually like
bobbing
the
for 'em.
dogs will deal with me. The guinea pigs just look at me like I'm insane. Like I don't want to mess with you. Go
Yeah.
away. Don't bother me.
They're just scared all the time.
Yeah,
They
divided
are.
opinions here. Oh, well, welcome everybody. We are back for basically season 2 of our Impact Students podcast. We're here for another round of interviewing some of our student leaders on our student leadership team, our juniors and seniors, to hear what they have to say. And we're kind of breaking this into 2 different parts. So you're going to see these students for 2 episodes throughout this series. And we're really, really excited to share that with you.
We're your hosts, Abby,
And Julia.
and we are here today with one of our awesome student leaders that you would have seen on last season. This is Stefano.
Hi.
Hi, Stefano. Well, Stefano, since we already kind of know you, this question will be a little easy. Maybe just give us like an update. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you now?
My name's Stefano. I'm in 12th grade. Hoping to study cybersecurity maybe in college or IT. And yeah, just kind of going about my life. It's me.
Awesome.
All right, well, Stefano, you've been serving on our team for 2 years now, so I kind of want to know, over the span of the years you've been serving on the leadership team, what is the most chaotic moment that you have had?
That's a very interesting question. I would say the most like chaotic moment ever. I'd probably say like when we had like there was like a little scuffle happened. I'd say that was pretty chaotic. I'd say another chaotic time as well. There's been quite a few times where stuff's broken. Every single time it's been chaotic. Specifically, I'd say when we first got that this little blow up little Gaga ball thing. That was pretty
Last week?
chaotic because literally last week, dude, we had kids bleeding over it, bro. Almost popped like 5 times.
One student got scratched and
I was like,
brushed.
oh.
No, his arm was like almost off, bro.
No,
He was
no,
dying.
not
It was so bad,
Stefano,
bro.
Wait,
There's
I want to
blood
go
everywhere.
back. You said we had a scuffle. What are you talking about?
Dude, you don't remember there was like the fight or whatever, bro, that happened?
Oh,
the
that
middle
wasn't-
schoolers.
That was
Oh, okay.
chaotic, bro, from like a
I
student.
thought you. Well,
I thought it was leadership
the student
team
leadership
moments.
team. Yes.
Oh, the most chaotic moment on the student leadership team, I would say, is when we all decided they decided to be a good idea to all hide. And I was just kind of sitting there trying to figure out what was going on and like why we were hiding. And they just decided to start spamming the group chat with memes. It was really weird.
Yep. That was right at the end of one of our trainings. I left to go to the bathroom and I came back and they were all hiding. And I didn't look for them. I just let them stay where they were.
Y'all can figure that out.
Yeah. They eventually just came out on their own because they got bored.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yep. Well, another little question before we get into the meat and potatoes of all of this. I want to know, you like to study the Bible and like read stuff and things like that. And you also have some strong opinions about things, which I appreciate you for. I admire that. So I want to know, if you could rename one book of the Bible, which one would you change and what would you change it to?
This is really, really easy. Okay, so we're going to rename Genesis to start, and we're going to rename Revelation to end, just because, like, it's simple.
We're just gonna make it
It's
cut
so
and dry.
simple. And, like, sometimes people, nowadays, apparently people can't read, which is crazy. So, maybe they might need a little help figuring out where a start and end is.
You know, you have to learn. It's not
Well-
something you're born with.
I mean, not to be that person, but Genesis means like the beginning.
We don't all speak Hebrew, so, like, it would just be a little easier. Oh. Was it Greek?
She actually sort of just said it was Latin.
Oh.
Oh,
Greek or
I am with
awesome.
you, but on the reverse, I would want to change the book of Numbers, obviously.
What, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, I would want to change it to like something wilderness related. In the Hebrew, it's Bamidbar, which means in the wilderness, because that's what Numbers is all about. I don't know why we changed it to Numbers. That's just like focusing on the census, which is really just like the first few chapters.
We should change to counting.
No, the whole big thing happens in the wilderness. So I would want to change that one.
I'm cool with them. How they are, you
Feeling
know.
the same.
It feels good to me.
Yeah.
All right, Stefano, let's dive in. You love to serve. You serve in
Yeah.
multiple capacities in this church. You serve as a student leader. You serve in our cafe. And really, like, anytime or anything we need, you're there. And you are so willing to help. It's really awesome. And I kind of want to know, how has serving changed you, not just spiritually, but personally? What has that changed in your life?
I'd say the one thing I've noticed, like, serving is I think I'm just more, like, willing, like, even just, like, in my day-to-day to just, like, hop up and help. Like, I know last year when my teacher, I helped, like, clean up his floors and stuff because, like, they were kind of bad. And we helped put away, like, his computers and stuff just because, he needed the help. And I was willing to do it more than, say, like, beforehand where I'd be like, I don't want to do that. I just want to be lazy today.
So it's like pushed you to serve even
Outside.
in your day-to-day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on the student leadership team, like we said, for a while. Has there been anything like being a part of the team that has stretched you outside of your comfort zone? Ever?
I would definitely say sometimes just talking to, like, new people is very, like, awkward. I know I talk a lot, and, like, whenever I'm, like, in, like, comfortable situations, I'll talk, like, nonstop, like, constantly 24/7. But, like, at school and stuff, like, especially, like, it's kind of, like, I'm kind of shy. Like I really hate like just, immediately going up to someone and starting a conversation. Or like the one story I gave, I remember telling this recently when I went to go get my hair cut, and I just had no idea what to say to that lady who was supposed to give a haircut. And I was just kind of sitting there awkwardly, and everything was just really like uncomfortable for me. So I'd say definitely just like talking to new people stretched me a bit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, leadership, we know, has stretched you in like multiple different capacities, it sounds like, in service and just in general. And I also want to know, how has it deepened your faith and deepened your relationship with Jesus, and kind of in what specific ways, if you could tell me that.
I would say one thing that you slowly start to like realize over time, like just serving and like being more like in part of church, is a lot of random people who you just don't know will walk up to you and they'll just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And it's just like really strange. I remember talking to my aunt about it, and she's like, "Dude, you serve like so many places at the church. Of course, random people are gonna start coming up to you and saying hi." So I think just seeing like the fact that like you're kind of having an impact on like so many people and you just don't realize it, and it's just really like awkward for a while because it's like, hey, these are random people. Like, I'm sorry, whatever your name is, I don't know who you are. Why are you saying hi to me? This is really awkward. But you start to really notice that like more people come up to you and start talking to you or like know you well. So it's just you just notice that you're having more of an impact on people. Even like in like the moment when you're serving, you'll sometimes notice like what you do is impacting people.
Yeah. How does that translate into like your personal spiritual time with Jesus then? How has that, maybe this of like, I'm being stretched at the church and more people know me and I've got to, talk to people, get to know people, and I serve all these different people. How does that then translate and impact your relationship with the Lord?
I think it just shows that like sometimes you gotta trust like God that like He's gonna guide you like to be like where you need to be, and like you might not understand like what the heck's happening or like why or like why you signed up for something, and you might think like, oh, what I'm doing is stupid. It just has no impact, right? Like we're not really doing much. Like I know sometimes like in the leadership team I'll think, oh, we're not doing too much, but then like you'll slowly start to see like the impact build up and like it actually kind of matters. So I think it just shows that like sometimes you gotta like fully put your trust in God, and while it might not make sense what you're doing, 5 years down the line, all of a sudden you realize, hey, me picking up that rock and just putting it off the side of the road saved that guy from getting his tire popped.
Yeah, everything
Or
has an
something.
impact on something else. That's right.
Has being in leadership and being a part of the student leadership team ever made you wrestle with maybe like doubts or any hard questions?
Yeah, I think sometimes like I'd be on the leadership team and I'll just think like, do I really like belong here? Like, am I like, is this the right place for me? Like, am I actually like up there with some of these people? Because like, I'll be honest with you, last year and this year, dude, some of like our leaders are like crazy. They're really good at what they do, even compared to me, where I'll be like, I really don't feel like I'm doing like the best that I am, or like compared to like these other people. So I say that's where like doubts come in a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's hard to see ourselves the way others see us, because where we see you is so different than how you see you.
Yeah.
I think we see all the ways that you serve and care and look out for people, and you look out for people that really nobody else does. And it's very like, it's a really important quality that you have that not everybody has. And you bring something to the team that not everybody else does. And I think it's important that all of you get to work together to bring your special skills, and that makes a team. And so don't count yourself out, Stefano. Put yourself down. You do a great job.
She knew it was coming.
Just
I was
holding
waiting.
it.
I was waiting.
Yeah.
All right, my bad.
And I see that you really are a great friend to other students. And I kind of want to know, for you, how do you balance being a friend to other students, but you're also a leader now too?
I think the one thing I notice that like sometimes I try to do is to just like when I'll see like my friends like messing up, like specifically these are more like my school friends, I'll notice this more often. Like I'll call that out and be like, hey man, dude, you gotta figure this out, dude. Like you're screwing up. Like I know like I'm not perfect, bro, but like dude, that thing you're doing, dude, you're kind of messing yourself up. So I think it's just a balance of being a good friend still and like not being like, bossy, not trying to be like, act like you're better than them, but also be willing to be like, hey dude, you're messing up a little bit. Can you please, fix this little thing? So
Yeah.
So using your connection with people to make positive influences in their life.
Exactly.
And not seeing it as like, oh, well, they're my friend, so I don't want to like hurt their feelings or say anything. But like, because they're my friend, I want to be able to encourage them and shape them and help guide them towards something better. Yeah, that's awesome. How has being in leadership and serving and all the things that you do within the church, how has that shaped your understanding of what the church is supposed to be?
I think it's kind of just helped me to like find like my kind of place in the church. I think it's just showed me like what I look for more in like a church compared to like what another person might look for in a church. So I always just kind of felt like churches were kind of like hands off like from like your normal outside person. But I feel like now like doing this, I think it's kind of shown me that like I want to be in like these smaller. Like I'm not saying Salem Fields is small. We definitely are a bigger church. I think we're more towards the medium end. But I would just say like I want to be in like these smaller churches just because like you're able to help out more, and I think that's what I think God's saying like you should do is to try to stay like with smaller churches or like churches that maybe like might need your help more. I think that's kind of what that's shown me is like I want to be involved in the church, and you can be.
Yeah, a big part of being a part of a church is being involved in a church and in the community and in the life and in the service of what's going on.
Yeah, which is great. And you can get involved in any church at any aspect. I love that you're looking at places that, like, I can fill a lot of needs here because there are needs here that maybe God wants me to fill. And I think that's great, Stefano. And you talked a little bit earlier about how, like, serving and learning leadership and service here impacted you at school and how it impacted you with your teachers. How has that also impacted you at home?
I mean, I think it's just made me more like willing to like talk with God and just like be like want to continue to pursue it at home. Like it's not necessarily like, maybe here, but I still want to pursue God like while I'm at home, not just like be like, "Oh, we're not church, time to go do drugs and rob banks or something." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hope that's not what you're. Yeah.
I get the sentiment. That's good, Stefano. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and even looking like at that and looking maybe even toward the future what kind of a leader do you hope to be in the future, like beyond student ministry and beyond this, whether it's inside the church or outside the church? What kind of leader do you want to be?
I have no idea.
No idea?
Nope.
That's such an honest answer. Yeah.
That's okay. Sometimes we don't know in the moment, but then we'll pray for you this year that
Mhm.
God continues to reveal to you how he wants you to lead and the directions that he wants to take you in leadership, because he will, as long as you ask,
Mhm.
So you talked a little bit, like a couple minutes ago, you said about how like you look at some of the other leaders on the team and how like I don't feel like maybe I belong here because they're this and they're doing so well, and maybe like am I on the same caliber, which again, don't count yourself out, I'm always going to tell you. But what would you say to somebody else who maybe feels not spiritually strong enough, or like I wouldn't belong on the student leadership team?
I think one thing that helped me was having a talk with someone randomly, just out of the blue, where they ended up actually mentioning that. So I'll just say like, hey, you're not alone in that, and like, there's other people who also feel exactly the same way. You're not like the only person.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need to know, like, I'm not in this by myself, and I'm not crazy for feeling this way, but it doesn't mean that you don't belong here or that you can't be involved, because you're proof of that. Well, maybe you have that feeling. You're actively a part of the leadership team and a huge part of it, which is awesome.
Yeah. So thinking about the ways that you have served, like within the church, on the student leadership team, all that stuff, but especially on the team, how are you hoping that your leadership has impacted others spiritually?
I just hope that like the next generation like sees and are able to be like, hey man, I kind of want to do this. I hope people are able to like step out and just like kind of like me and wing it from the start and see where that goes. Because I think that's really what I did, and it just went somewhere. So I just hope people are able to like step out and do better than me maybe, and just continue to grow the team. I think that'd be awesome.
Just take a leap of faith, dive in, and you never know where it'll take you, which is awesome. All right, there's one more thing I want to know from you, Stefano.
Sure.
If you could go back to your first day on the team and give yourself a piece of advice, what would you say?
You should just wing it. Again, like I'll say, just
do it.
sometimes just going with the flow, like you'll just kind of figure things out on the spot, and I think you'll just do good from there. So you might not know necessarily like what you're doing 100% at first, but if you just keep going with it and just keep, trying, eventually you're going to hit something.
Yeah, that's
So.
good. Thanks, Stefano.
Such good advice and such a good thing for us to end on. Thank you, Stefano, actually, first. Thank you, Stefano, for being with us today, for answering all of our questions. Thank you for tuning in and listening and or watching wherever you are. And I hope that you got as much out of this as we certainly did. And if your major takeaway is anything, let it be this. If you're not sure about serving or being involved in the church, it has such a profound impact on you and on others. And just take Stefano's advice. If you don't think that you're ready, just do it anyway. Just wing it. See what happens. See how God uses you. Thanks again for tuning in. We can't wait to see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.